Hello everybody, this is Red the Suburban Man, and on this video we're going to talk and deal with my batteries and the solar charge system and my automatic relay switch that's for my charge system to charge up my batteries. So let's get the hood ready to pop. And so with my charge system, you see I got a solar charge regulator and I have the automatic relay switch. With this, as most of y'all know, you'll see how much you're charging any given time and you'll see what your current battery level is. This picks up the charge coming off of my alternator. So then my alternator will charge up my batteries that are in this box. And when this relay switch engages, this will automatically disconnect any solar energy. So as a solar panel should when batteries reach max capacity anyways. So let's start up the engine, and I don't know if y'all can see that it's at 12.2 right now. Relay switch isn't on because a little green LED will come on when it activates. So let's start up the engine and see what all we're getting. Now the automatic relay switch has about a 10-15 second delay, 15 second delay, and we'll see when this engages that the voltage will jump because it'll be picking up the charge coming from the alternator. And there it goes, and it'll fluctuate for about a minute or two until the alternator balances out what it's charging at and what the battery's capacity is. So any given time when your batteries are being charged from an alternator, the alternator should be, when your batteries are at max capacity, your alternator will be charging at 14.7. Is the general rule of thumb, so that when the engine shuts off, the alternator shuts off, your battery's electrical power will balance out down to about 12.7 volts, which is typically what the shelf voltage of a battery should be at rest. I'm going to be doing some rewiring under the hood because I'm getting a lower voltage here than I'm getting under the hood, so I'm going to be doing a little rewiring to see if I can get more power coming to these batteries than what I'm currently getting, because I'm losing about a half a volt to a volt depending on weather and other conditions, between what my start battery is picking up versus what my house batteries are picking up. So yeah, we'll see what happens when I go to do my rewiring under the hood. So I'll show you how my wiring is before I rewire and give y'all an understanding. So, the alternator, of course, main ground negative system, the battery. Alright, so I got positive wire coming from my start battery, which runs back to the automatic relay switch, and then I got a ground that's also running back to the negatives of the house batteries. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take the ground and I'm going to run it directly to the main ground here on the block, so that's got to be, so that will be a straight up connection, which will so then it's not actually kind of tapping off the battery. And then I'm going to take this positive wire and I'm going to run it directly to the main positive wire here that comes off the alternator that charges the system. So both the negative and positive that runs to this will not be running in line with the battery directly as it is now with these wires, but it's going to run directly off the alternator itself and the main ground coming off the engine block. So that's my setup right now, and we'll see how it does after I do the rewire. Okay, so just like I figured, my hypothesis was correct, so I'll show you what I did. I went ahead and ran another positive. Well, I took the positive that I had ran here and I ran it directly off the alternator's positive line, and I took a direct line coming off the negative to run to my negative that runs up to my battery bank that you can't see because it's underneath my tools. But looking at my meter here, one is pegged right in the positive. We're getting 14.2. And now what we get is $14.1, about 14.2 showing up on there, which is a lot better than the half volt to a volt that I was losing. So let this show y'all that connecting from battery to battery, you're going to lose power, but if you connect from the positive on the back of the alternator, the main supply, which is this right here. Alright. And like I said, I run through an automatic relay switch. I'm actually getting solid volts, which means I'm getting solid amps to charge up my battery bank, which you can see one of my batteries here. I got a total of 3 batteries in here. Soon I'm going to be installing a 4th one that I have that somebody gave me. So then I'll have 4 batteries set up. But like I said, this automatic relay switch, see the LED solid on, that means it's combined. It has combined my start battery with my house batteries, which, you know, there's the 110 inverter. Here's another inverter that's not hooked up. This one somebody gave to me. That I bought at Walmart. So that was like 80 bucks, which has been doing me good. A friend just gave me this just a few months back. At the time that I'm making this video, I'm saying a few months back. But that one I've had for a couple of years from Walmart, which has done me pretty good. But in a nutshell, I'll go ahead and shut off the engine, so then you'll see what happens here. Alright, so yes, that's how an engine's supposed to look, not covered with plastic and sensors. You see the voltage automatically at 13, and then here in a few seconds the automatic relay switch will shut off. The relay switch senses the charge rate at from the alternator, but when it engages to connect the wires, the batteries between the two, between the start battery and the house batteries, so that the alternator is charging both of them at the same time, which makes my alternator my primary charge system versus my solar panel that I do currently have mounted to the hood. Like I said, the solar panel is secondary. And any second now, it should be, there it goes. It disconnected. And now I'm sitting at 12.8. That'll taper down to about 12.7. But I'll go ahead and start it up again so that y'all can see what happens when it engages. But right now my house batteries, because it supplies household power, house batteries, right now sitting at 12.8, so they're basically fully charged. And there's nothing coming from the solar panels. So that's currently what my battery's sitting at, because I am sitting in the shade, so there's no sunlight. And I'll go ahead and start the engine back up, and we'll see the relay engage again. Oh. Y'all can hear the engines running. And like I said, in just a few seconds, about 15 seconds, the automatic relay will engage. See, it's fluctuating down right now because that's what the batteries will taper down to a hold voltage. And the relay just engaged. And there you go. So it gives a good support as a primary charging system for your house batteries versus always trying to rely on solar panels, the amount of sun you can get, the angle of the sun. As long as your engine's running with the switch, will engage and it will automatically charge up your battery. So regular driving will charge up the batteries, or just sitting in idle. Now some people will get the manual switch that they turn on and off, but sometimes you'll forget to turn it on or off when you need to. But some people get the manual switch because it's cheaper than the automatic switch, and then they handle it that way for their charging system. But I went ahead and got the automatic so I don't have to think about it. I open up the box occasionally just so I can double check to see what's going on, make sure everything's working right. But other than that, it does good. So like I said, automatic relay switch is my primary charging system. The solar panel is secondary, puts in a trickle charge, a partial charge, keeps the batteries topped off. Let's say I didn't run my engine long enough to actually fully charge, but as long as it's sitting and I'm not using power, the solar will put a trickle charge in. It'll do even more once I add more solar panels in. But other than that, like I said, that's my charging system. I showed you what I did to beef it, to make it more efficient than the way I originally had it. So now it's more efficient. As I said, from the back of the alternator, the main power is running directly here, but at the same time it's also the main power still as it would be normally to charge the the battery for the engine. So I hope this helps out a lot of y'all that depend so much on solar for your house batteries. Like I said, throwing in a switch to run off your alternator directly to the batteries for the positive line, so that anytime you're driving or just sitting idle, it'll charge up your batteries, especially during those times when you got a lot of rain, a lot of cloud cover or snow, and you can't get your solar to pick up sun. And also at the same time, you don't need to depend also being plugged in for a charger maintainer on shore power to charge up your batteries also. So I hope this helps a lot of y'all out. Subscribe, like, and we're here to support each other. And again, I am in Virginia Beach, Virginia. With this video, I'm also at Mount Trashmore again. You know, this type of stuff you just don't want to do on Walmart parking lot, because you know they can get a little iffy with you of doing automotive work or whatnot. But again, and my personal spot here in Virginia Beach that I go to for my boondocking is the Salem Walmart. It's in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So subscribe, like, and if any of y'all are traveling in my area, hit me up. We'll meet up at a Walmart and a Starbucks and bicycle.